Anton Sokolov made this lock.
Sokolov, you say?
Emily would fall asleep in here after the plague.
It's the safest place for her, then. Whispers from the Void by Barnoli Milani. Treatise on the physical existence of that foreign realm. Excerpt. It is a common story. A person has stopped breathing, pinned under carriage wheels or some other tragic happenstance, and is thought to be dead, but when the weight is removed, they make a quick recovery. But nonetheless, for a moment or two, this person was lost to us, lost to the world itself. And what do they experience while in this temporary depth? Darkness? Nothingness? No, indeed not. They tell us, as so many have before, or so many before have, that they were in a particular place and can describe it vividly. And who among us does not know the place? Have we not all seen it in our dreams, this place we share, in the farthest reaches of our minds? The realm where nothing makes sense, where one is at once both lost and at home. The Void. Pistol bullets kind of lined up here, that's nice. Whenever I inevitably find a pistol. Inevitably. Oh, good.
I'll need this.
Tutorial elixirs. The S&J Health Elixir replenishes health. The Addermeyer Solution replenishes mana. Okay, so S&J Health Elixir and Addermeyer Solution replenishes mana. Okay, both can be used from the Quick Access wheel. A shortcut for the S&J Health Elixir appears when your health is low. Addermeyer Solution is automatically consumed when your mana is depleted. I hope it's still, yeah, you can still manually trigger the mana potions too. Bone Charms, excerpt from a book on sailing traditions and scrimshaw. Bone Charms, a sailor's blessing, they say. The carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from salty dogs to young greenhorns still finding their sea legs. In old times, sailors cut into the tusks of ice seals and into the arm-long fangs of the bears that roamed the isles, or the islets, north of Tivia. Once the whaling trade began, the practitioners began engraving the bones of these great beasts, rendering charms that sing in the night and grant some small boon, increasing a lover's vigor or providing defense against pregnancy. Two very specific examples. Which I guess sailors would need both of those. Crown Killer strikes again.
I suspect the Crown Killer is connected to Delilah's coup.
You know what? I hadn't suspected that just yet. But good point.
Out into the world once more.
Hello, old friend.
How many people had forgotten this mask?
There it is, baby. Okay. So we've got my gun. We've got my sword. Speaking of my gun. There it is. And I can't deselect it now. So that's fun. Could just walk around with the gun out the whole time. I'll find a hotkey for it later, maybe. So I can set the alarm. Oh, very useful. Very useful indeed. So this place is supposed to store enough gold to buy like a continent or something, they said like that. Whale oil in the belly of a whale. And that's what they used to power all kinds of things, or did. Ah, criminals surrounding the young Emily.
The reserves won't help against Delilah, even if I had a way to carry it all out of here.
Not interested in the gold, really. This would help.
I'd better take these.
There's a lot of gold in here. Okay, I still feel like I'm having to move my mouse a little too much here. See if that helps. Now, Corvo said these, but there was only one ingot, so I'm gonna have to assume that's all I could take for now. Oh, one of these statues. Corvo Attano, the Royal Protector in Our Times, Part 2. In an act of rebellion, young Jessamine Caldwin, chose Corvo as her royal protector when Corvo was 19 and she was 12. He served her loyally as a bodyguard, courier, and some say spy before and after she was crowned empress. Though it was scandalous gossip at the time, it is said they began a love affair around 1823 when Jessamine was 18 and Corvo 25. The next chapter of Attano's life is like something out of a legend. During the time of the Rat Plague, when the Empress fell, Corvo was accused of regicide and sentenced for execution. Yes, we remember. He was thrown into Coldridge Prison and publicly reviled. He escaped, and as part of a small conspiracy, dedicated to throwing down the tyrannical Lord Regent, Corvo struck back at the people who killed the Empress and who wronged him. As the Lord Regent fell, the Loyalist conspiracy turned on Corvo, poisoning him. Surviving through some inner resilience, he located the true assassin of the Empress and fought his way out of the flooded district. Corvo eventually cornered the last of the Loyalists on King Sparrow Island at the Burrows Lighthouse and rescued Emily Caldwin, heir to the throne. The romantic involvement between Corvo Attano and the Empress Jessamine Caldwin was a terribly kept court secret, and thus it is widely held that Emily Caldwin is their daughter. Following the interregnum, Corvo watched over Emily as she began to rule the Empire of the Isles. Cool. Nice little recap of the first game and transition to this one.
No time for that now.
Basic hygiene can wait. There we are. I believe this is the focus of this game. I thought I'd heard something about this island. We're probably going to Bastilian. Oh, Corvo Attano, the Royal Protector in Our Times, Part 1. His parent. Oh, you see Part 2 first as a way of transitioning from the first game to this one, but now we get to see what happened even before the first game. Interesting. His parents were older at the time of his birth, and his father died in a lumber accident outside the city when Corvo was still young. Around that time, his only sibling, a firstborn sister, moved away to Morley, and the family subsequently lost all contact with her. Only 16, Corvo dazzled the people of Karnaca when he entered and won the annual Blade Verbena. The spectators from all over Socarnos were thrilled to see someone so young and striking from a working-class family advance through duel after duel, eventually taking the prize. This unexpected outcome secured Corvo a junior officer ranking in the Grand Zirconian Guard. As a soldier... a junior officer ranking in the Grand Zirconian Guard. As a soldier, he was involved in a number of conflicts against organized criminal groups, rogue city-states with Zirconos, and pirate bands along the chain of islands radiating east from Zirconos. Sent from his homeland at the age of 18 by the Duke of Zirconos, the Theodanis Abel, father of Luca Abel, Corvo was assigned to serve the Emperor in Dunwall as a diplomatic gift. His Zirconian heritage made him a bit of an outsider in Dunwall, but the capital city must have seemed exotic and full of old world mystery. A few months after he moved to Dunwall, it is recorded that Corvo received word that his mother had passed away several weeks after his departure from Karnaca. So his mother was already getting on in years by the time she even had him. 16 years pass, and he expresses a natural talent for the blade. The Grand Zirconian Guard picks up on this and like, you know what, we need talent like that, and they offer him a junior officer ranking in their guard. Interesting. I wonder if that has any bearing. So while he served in the guard, he was basically a crime fighter. And then 2 years after that, so he spent 2 years doing that with the guard, and then the Duke of Zirconos, who just showed up today, the 15th anniversary, the 15 years to the day after Jessamine was killed. I'm not sure if it was the same Duke. I know I saw those names before. Abel, father of Luca Abel. Okay, so anyway, so the Duke of Zirconos, I'm not sure if it's the same guy that walked in, but we know they're, it's either him or they're related. Anyway, so at 18 they sent Corvo over to Dunwall as a diplomatic gift, as a way of keeping good ties between these two governments. And then all of that stuff happens where he becomes Jessamine's royal protector when she's 12. And the rest, as they say, is history. Interesting. I thought it was Alt before. Wait, lower view? What does lower view do? Peek over? Huh. That's interesting. I wonder how come Alt isn't zoom. I kind of don't want it to be Z, but I'll leave it for right now. The Golden Cat, I remember that. The Distillery District. Slaughterhouse Row, yeah. Interesting stuff. Oh, that's a pretty little drawing. Little painting. All these are happy things. The old waterfront. Pretty fun. Letter from Wyman. Emily, I didn't want to wake you this morning, but you'll forgive me since we must have said goodbye 100 times yesterday night. And the only chance I get to see you with your hair... and the only chance I get to see you with your hair all whichever way is while you're asleep. As soon as the sun rises, you'll put on your emperor's face. It makes me happy that I know your real face, the one that laughs at our silly rhymes. I don't want to go back to Morley, but I'm needed there. It'll be 4 months before we see each other again. I'll miss you. And yes, I'll bring you some white leaf tobacco for your hookah. Lord Corvo, if you're reading this letter as per your royal protector functions, know that I am joking and perfectly aware that the white leaf tobacco is forbidden in Bristol. Take care, my darling Emily. Don't go falling off a rooftop or from a rooftop. I love you. From Wyman. Aw, Wyman. That's okay, man. You can totally bring Emily all her drugs. She needs a way to relax.
Emily, my daughter, I know that one day you'll be grown up, and I wonder what you'll remember of these years. Will you recall your time as a child with fondness? Or were there too many caretakers, formal dinners, and lessons about boring old history? Maybe the precious hours we spent together will shine brighter. Time captured now and then with your mother and with Corvo, who was always close to my heart. I hope the season of rats and plague will be nothing more than a passing shadow on your early memories. A crisis come and past, weathered by your mother and her advisors. You'll sit on the throne someday, and will do well, I hope. It's a tricky life, full of responsibility and peril. It was not your choice to be the daughter of an empress, but I believe you'll rise to the challenge. Stay good-hearted, Emily. Keep drawing and telling stories, and only share your power with those you truly trust.
If only I could talk to Jessamine one more time.
Poor Jessamine, pouring out her hopes and dreams for her daughter there. And Emily keeps it in here too. She probably listens to it every now and then just to hear her mother's voice. And then, of course, there's the doll. And a little bit more adult things, like wine, tilted over a bottle. Oh, is it not empty? I thought it was going to shatter. I threw it so that it would shatter so that I could prove that it was an empty bottle, showing that Emily drank in there quite frequently. Apparently she drinks and smokes and does all that stuff in there. Well, whatever. Also, I like the concept that it was part of Corvo's royal duties to read everything. That's awesome. Snooping and reading. He is Spy Master, is he not? Go to Dunwall Streets. Yes, let's go. We spent quite a bit of time here. A long day in Dunwall. Delilah and Duke Luca a bell. Okay, so it is a bell. I've taken the tower. We must escape the city, and then meet that captain down at the docks.
Until I understand this, I have to go into hiding. I should make my way to the docks.
I agree. Curtis, Morgan, and the postulate child. Were they the Pendletons? It's been a while. I think those were the Pendletons. So this place is all torn up. It's been a long time since anybody's been in here. The Tower of Dunwall. Excerpt on a historical examination of Dunwall Tower. For over a century, Dunwall Tower has been the capital of the Isle of Crystal and the seat of power across all the Isles of the Empire. Rulers have come and gone, each adding something to the structure. Gardens, observatories, new walls, pools, and specialized interior chambers to suit their needs and whims. Dunwall Tower has withstood numerous wars, several large-scale fires, and the collapse and rebuilding of the northern wing. With Tivia and Serkonos joining the Empire first, it was Morley that resisted longest. Some of the conflicts that arise also necessitate the further fortification of the tower. Repeated assassination attempts near the end of the conflict with Morley resulted in the creation of the Royal Protector position. That's Corvo, with each ruler choosing his or her own Royal Protector after careful consideration. Cool. Empress Jessamine Caldwin. Excerpt from a book on the late Empress. Perhaps in retrospect, other historians will see how easy it was for us to fall into the traps set by the schemers who managed the assassination of Empress Jessamine Caldwin. Yeah, hindsight is 20/20. By allowing them to write history, it was for years thought that her trusted protector Corvo Attano was also her murderer, a concept we now know to be utterly false. Good. Yet, even after the tricksters themselves were put down, banished, or imprisoned, it remained common knowledge that the royal protector was also Jessamine's murderer. Dang. How nicely they arranged history for us, and how readily we devoured their stories, hungry for each perfectly cooked morsel. Yeah, just like what is happening right now with that whole crown killer thing. But it is well past time for us to get aside this plate of lies. The schemers were not to be trusted with the Empire or with Jessamine's life, and they are certainly not to be trusted with the writing down of accurate histories. Who wrote this? Coins don't really stand out to me. A lot of the things, because the graphics engine has improved and detail is so high now, a lot of the things that seem interactable or that are interactable don't stand out as much to me. It's fine, I'm not complaining, I'm just noting.
I've got to get out of Dunwall.
To the streets. Alright, we can get out of here.
Delilah turned Emily to stone. I will find a way to make her flesh again.
Of this I have no doubt, Corvo. We've seen the kind of things that are possible. Could use a visit from our friend, you know? The outsider.
Anyone here?
Whoa.
Show yourself.
Okay, apparently that's a thing. Howdy, friend.
Let's have a look.
Yes, let's.
Traitorous dog.
What's it look like? Huh? You had a good look? Piece of crap. Dark bread. Mmm. Delicious. Kill you, then eat your food. Just gonna leave your corpse there too. Actually, can I loot you? Do you have anything? You do. Cool. Money.
I need to find a ship. The city is crawling with the Duke's men.
Ramsey's dead. Corporal Moore checked the royal quarters, and Corvo Attano has apparently fled the tower. We've got to find him. That's it. We've got your orders. Spread out and find the fugitive. We're in this with the Duke of Serkino, sink or swim. There's no way to turn back now.
Sink or swim, hmm? I think I can hop down here safely. Maybe. Whoop. These hatches have always been useful. There's a corpse just chilling there. Loyalists. Well, loyalists. Just people in Dunwall. Tutorial, play your way number 1. There are multiple ways to deal with enemy encounters. Read the full tutorial. Kill, defeat, non-lethally, escape and leave, use powers, and overcome. Yes.
Empress Emily Caldwin and her royal protector Corvo Attano are now wanted criminals. Let me remind you, there's a reward for your help in capturing enemies of the state.
Stay ready. I want you in place just after the Duke and the new Empress make their appearance. Things will happen fast. Do your part, and there's a share of the spoils for you and the others. Turn on me now, and I'll ask the Duke to send his assassin. Ooh, the Duke has an assassin of his own. After your dear old parents. Oh, shit. That sucks. Trust me, the so-called crown killer is the last dinner guest you want in your home. Ah, yes, they are working together. From Mortimer Ramsey, who is now dead.
He says keep alert, and I says I am alert. I've been alert. He says twice. This time I really mean it.
We've all been alert. We've all been alert all day. Being alert is what we're all about. Alertness. Think about it. Think about how alert you could possibly be. That's how alert we are. Very interesting. Very interesting. Howdy, friend. This way, this way, this way. Nope. I held F too long or something? Gotta be quicker about that. Subtle nuances, little, very minor changes to the game's control scheme kind of throw me off a little bit.
You should listen to Mom and become a hairdresser.
Yeah, you should have listened to your mom and become a hairdresser, because now that you are not a hairdresser and are instead a guy walking around with a sword looking for Corvo Attano, you're gonna die.
You're dead.
Oh, the alarm's going off. Somebody sounded the alarm.
What? It's the Royal Protector! Former, I mean!
Former indeed. Or maybe not so former. That wasn't the alarm. That was the... I think what I heard was the train coming. Okay, so that wasn't an alarm. Is this an alarm? No. That's a fountain? So I snuck out just to sneak back in. No, this is a different building. Ooh, nice. The Obtuse Arguments of Lady Boyle. Oh, also classic. Combination lock. Dr. Galvani's journal. Second day, month of Earth, 1852. Okay. I've lived in Dunwall most of my life, surviving even the dreaded rat plague 15 years ago. I remember people fighting and killing each other for a half-empty elixir flask. I dealt with housebreakers repeatedly back then, and I've ultimately decided to sell my house at Clavering in favor of a more secure location. Surely, I won't be disturbed anymore, living so close to Dunwall Tower itself. On some days, I've even seen the Empress riding by in a carriage. Once already, I thought I spied the Royal Protector on a nearby rooftop, watching a street altercation below. So I feel safer now. I have less space here, but should still be able to conduct my experiments without fearing the loss of any expensive lab equipment, or the funding of my work so dearly. Or the funding of my work so dearly depends on fun. So, what are you working on here, Mr. Galvani? Dr. Galvani? What are you working on in here? What is that? Strange is what it is. But you said something about funding. I like funding. I too require funding. I need a clue as the combination on your safe. Unless you just happen to leave it like that. Oh no, it won't work that way. Okay, I really only need to know the first. If I recall correctly, I really only need to know the first two. First two numbers. And knowing that, it's really just a matter of spending some time on it if I needed to. Don't need to, though. Ooh, hello. Could always use a health potion. So did Dr. Galvani have to flee suddenly? Don't know. Maybe I'll find out the location or the combination to his safe pretty soon. Find out. There shouldn't be anybody in here that can catch me, right? Okay, good. Cool. An empty metal crate. Dr. Galvani, where'd you go? Dark bread, I'll take it. There's no time for washing my hands. Captain Ramsey's orders. All City Watch personnel assigned to posts in the immediate vicinity around Dunwall Tower. On the anniversary tomorrow, we'll be receiving guests from across the Empire. Most are detailed in your itineraries, but there is an unlisted contingent from Karnaca. It's last minute, but important. None other than the Duke of Sarkonos will be traveling with an entourage that includes VIP guests and some rather exotic equipment aimed at impressing our Empress. Let them pass and don't bother harassing them with the usual inspection nonsense on my orders. And if you spoil the surprise, I'll have your head. Disseminate this note to all squads. Captain Mortimer Ramsey, First Officer, Night Watch. Yeah, he's the traitor, and I feel like Corvo kind of let this one slip. Because they passed this note along, and Corvo should have been like, nope, nothing is walking into that throne room. Nothing is walking into that hall without my approval. He should have done that. He should have done that, but he didn't. Oh, okay, I am getting some performance issues now. The sound kind of just skipped, and I'm sort of feeling some frame rate issues. Maybe the game does still have a few memory leaks or something. I've been playing for a little bit. Maybe that's a good... Okay, so it is a train. Maybe that's a good time to bring this session to a close and start some editing. I feel like I haven't made too much progress because I've been reading a lot of things, but I'm quite enjoying it. I'm going to savor this game. I just crawled up into a frickin' shelf. That's pretty fucking sneaky. All this stuff just lying about. Alright, so I've got to catch a train? I don't know, let's go this way. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling performance issues right now. The frame rate is definitely hitting. I don't know what I should do to come to a decision. Keep playing? I'll play for another couple minutes.
2 more months, he says.
this. Ominous. The fuck is going on in here? Hey dude, you are noisy as fuck, you know that? Time to stop. I can't seem to open these. I see a health potion in there. So I guess I just gotta... Okay, well knowing that, there are some places that I could break those open now. I figured they were just static emplacements if I couldn't open them manually. To smash them open? That's crazy. Umberwood fish statue. Oh yeah, give me that. Guy was in here just mumbling to the fire. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been by yourself and just like staring contemplatively off at something? Even if you're just thinking to yourself, you're not standing there going if you ever do that, watch your back, because Corvo's gonna kill you.
Kiela, sorry you missed us. I'll be taking the children away from Dunwall earlier than expected. A few weeks before the upcoming anniversary of Empress Jessamine's death. Things are about to get bad, and I'm not just talking about the Crown Killer. Besides, there's profit to be made bringing new silver miners down south, so arrangements must be made. Ha, for now.
Who was this? How did you know stuff was gonna get bad? Who are you? What is this place? Money, 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 money. Money. It's only out here that my frame rate seems to lag. It's just a bit.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. As of today, Delilah Caldwin is our new Empress. All hail Delilah, first of her name.
Further, Corvo Attano is now wanted for treason. Any of you found harboring the Royal Protector will be fined and arrested.
People of Dunwall, stay in your homes. You're advised to stay indoors during this time of unrest.
Interesting. I'd like to get up there. There seems to be a way. I'm none too interested in the prospect of just wandering down the middle of that street. Is there a way I could catch a ride here? I'm gonna say no, not right now. Ain't that a bummer? Unless there's some controls or something I can manipulate. Okay.
That's Corvo Attano!
Boom! Boom! Ow! Those rocks.
Damn it!
That's not what I meant to do.
I'll kill you for that!
While trying to throw a block into the mix, I accidentally blocked someone, staggered them, and then started a choke. Because control is the same thing as... Control is block and choke someone out in mid-combat, so that's going to be a little iffy. I could complain about that, but it's...
Citizens of Dunwall, listen up.
Shut the fuck up!
What?
Do it!
I don't want to die!
Tear you to pieces!
Help me, someone, anyone!
that was fun. Crown Killer strikes again, of course. Money, money, money. The streets are safe once again. And it's all thanks to us, Corvo. Oops. Okay, there are multiple paths to traverse here. I've been recording for a little bit. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end this session here so I can get some videos made, and if there is a memory leak, stopping this session now and then starting up another one later will hopefully remedy that. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, dear viewers. Hope you folks enjoyed this, and I will see you folks next time.